about to head home after a really lovely day enjoying the sun at the beach. And going to the beach is always such a really great adventure. There's so many different sights, so many different sounds and smells and textures. And there's also lots of opportunities to model language, just about talking naturally about what's happening around us. So I'm going to do a video today just to show how we can model language during all of those fun moments that we can have at the beach. So I'm just about to head home. If you want to come with me, then we can talk about it together. Hi, thanks for joining me back at home. So first we're going to imagine that we've found the perfect spot on the beach. We've put our towels down, we've taken off our heavy bags, and if you're like me and live in Scotland, we're making sure that we keep a close eye on the weather and making sure that wind doesn't blow all of our snacks everywhere. So at this point, we might model something like put this here, that's our towel spot. We might say, can you help me open this drink? We might say, let's get that bucket out. And if the towel keeps moving, we can't quite get that right, we might say something like, let's do it again. Once we're all settled, we can say, look, the tide is out today. And finally, once if it's a nice sunny day, we can say something like, let's put those drinks in the shade. So modelling while we set up, there's loads of opportunities for language, even at this point of the day. And words like this can help us plan, they can help us share what we need for the day together. And of course, once we're at the beach, we're going to be building sandcastles, we're probably going to build a really big hole, or we might just be burying Dad in the sand. So here's what I might say. I might say, once we're building the tower, I might say, you do here, and I'll do that side. Once we started building the tower, I might say, no, don't stop. Let's make it really big. And I might say something like, let's put a shell on top. I really like that one. It's so pretty. And then once we've built our biggest sandcastle we possibly can, we're gonna knock it down. We might spot something on the beach. We might stop and say, look, there's a crab. Oh my gosh, it's so little. So even when we're engaging in a fun activity like building, digging, sandcastles, there's lots of language, particularly in describing about what's going on. Now, if you're anything like my family, it is always a good time for a snack. So at this point, I might model, do I want this one? Or that one? I might say, yeah, I think I really like peanut butter. And if we see a seagull swooping down, we might go into our social page and say, oh no, that seagull is going to eat our crisps. Or inevitably, because we're on the beach, we might have to say, yuck, sand is in my drink. Oh no. So snack time obviously is full of choices, preferences, and loads of chances to model natural communication. Now, even though it's absolutely freezing, we're probably going to go in the water. So we might say,
let's
go in. And then, oh no, that was so cold. We might say, look, there's a wave. That was a really big one. And then, quick, let's run. And finally, we're probably likely to say, uh-oh, we got really wet. Once we've got back home from the beach, we're probably a little bit tired, but probably we also want to share what we did that day with someone who couldn't make it with us. And we can do that on our device by using a visual scene. So we've got a picture in the middle of something that we did that day, and then sentences all around the outside.
We went to the beach today. Look, that's our sand castle. My food got sand in.
So using a visual scene like this can help build up a narrative about what happened that day without needing to generate individual sentences. So great for sharing information and connecting with those around us. Thanks so much for watching. And if you go to the beach, why don't you try and model some words like put, go, more, or help? And we'd love to hear how you get on.